like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume.
घर से बाहर निकलेंगे तो टाइम दिखेगा ना।
Now I must conclude I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all, standing tall. Fear I weighed the person you are. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all,
वापस आओ ना देखो के बाद में आप ट्राई करो विदाउट घर में गए हुए, ठीक है? फिर मैं देखता हूँ। ओके ठीक है।
over the edge. Feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see.
जल्दी बात कर लो फिर मैं करूँगा। ओके नहीं वो ट्यूबैक्स है, ठीक है? ट्यूबैक्स मैंने एक्टिवेट कर लिया अपना। मोनेटाइज हो गया, अपना मोनेटाइज हो गया, देखना है मोनेटाइज।
Story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all, standing tall. Fear I weighed the person you are.
ये देखो टीवेक्स बनाना पड़ेगा। नहीं
क्या
हम्म
सही है। अच्छा दूसरा गेम का भी स्ट्रीम कर रहे हो? ये तो यूक्रेनियन या रशियन में लिखा है। यूक्रेनियन।
कैसे कैसे गेम खेलते हैं शैरलॉक होम्स की क्या बात है भाई।
लाइव कर रहे हो क्या यूट्यूब पे?
आप लोग मीटिंग में आते हैं?
कल आए थे ना। अरे आयुष भाई कल क्या बोल रहे थे तुम? मेरे को बोल रहे थे आयुष भाई कुछ आके बोल रहे थे। क्या बात हो गई तुम्हारी?
अरे हो गया बात हो गया।
ठीक है। ये हाइपर वापस हाइपर हो गया था।
कब?
हाइपर मतलब ये बोल रहा था कि यार कल तो वो लोग 5 लोग थे, फिर इनको वार्निंग दो, ऐसे बोल रहा था मेरे को। तो मैंने बोला आयुष भाई से एक बार बात कर ले।
यहीं पर हो जाता है।
Holmes,
कल का मेरा दिन बड़ा गंदा गया बे, गंदा गया।
Holmes, will you
भाई
stop?
पहले सुबह लड़ाई होगी उसके साथ गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ, तो ब्रेकअप हो गया पहले,
You are utterly
फिर
mad.
तुम लोग यही कर लो, सब जा रहा है।
फिर पापा के साथ लड़ाई होगी मेरी। उसके बाद फिर शाम को गए तो लोन पे करना था, वहाँ पे लड़ाई हो गई जो बैंक वालों के साथ।
अरे
Stop,
भाई
Holmes.
भाई
Is that you,
स्ट्रीम है।
Watson?
अच्छा हुआ ये शहर
Yes,
में
of
नहीं आया,
course
तो
it
शहर
is.
में आके
And
आरआर
you
कर देता।
almost killed me.
इसलिए निकल आया
Nonsense. I was aiming for the
Nice.
vases.
मैं।
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What
मैं
happened
सोच
here?
रहा था आयुष भाई ये रियल एस्टेट
Oh,
में
Mr. Holmes, how
कोई
could you?
कोई पूछ लेता।
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this
मैं भी
morning.
ला रहा हूँ
I
आज
couldn't
दूसरी
think of a better use for
स्क्रीन
it.
कर देनी है।
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson
Are you
is right,
about to die?
Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
बोलो।
Peter Carey,
अरे ये ना
born
मुझे
in
वो मिल रहा है एक
1845 and
का
50 years old.
मॉनिटर।
An ambitious
webcam
sort,
लगा हुआ है।
he achieved much success in seal and
लेने क्या
whale
वो?
hunting
सही
around
है।
Scandinavia.
क्या मिल रहा है?
Retired in
इस सर का
1884
एक
with
वो
a
मिलता है
small
मॉनिटर
fortune.
मॉनिटर इस सर का
He invested his money in a property
उसके
called
ऊपर लगा
Woodman's
वेबकैम
Lee, near
स्पीकर्स भी है
Forest Row
वेबकैम
in
भी है
Sussex.
पता नहीं भाई,
तो ले
It
ले
was where he
पता
lived
नहीं,
for
मेरे को
6
नहीं आइडिया,
years,
मेरे को आइडिया
where
नहीं
he
है।
was found dead yesterday.
यार मैंने लेना है मॉनिटर
Has
के
the
लिए वो अच्छा लगा
investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is
जब
so
बर्थडे भी आ रहा है तो
mysterious
मैंने कहा फिर
that I
ये
would
लेते
prefer
हैं
you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder
तो
reserve.
क्या है 22
I'll
का
meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then. I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here. I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here. I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here. I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
ठीक है चलिए मैं इंस्पेक्टर रहेगा साथ में
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
2 मिनट चलेगी रखा हुआ उसका
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
तुम्हारी आवाज नहीं आ रही अरे तो हेडफोन लेके देते हैं भाई आज मैं लेके देगा अरे यार तूने हेडफोन लो यार तुम वही बातें करते हो
This is where I keep my post.
पेटीएम मॉल फोन आ गया होल्ड आयुष भाई एड्रेस भेजो यार अपना, मुझे डीएम करना स्ट्रीम करने के बाद, प्रॉपर एड्रेस भेजना। तुम्हारे हेडफोन बड़े खतरनाक ढूंढे मैंने।
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
की हो गया है साटी वारी रात सो गया।
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock. I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream, but I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
आया तो
Thank you, madam.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see. These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor
Ayush
came
bhai.
here last night.
Well,
आवाज आ रही
not the
है?
man for the job. This lock
आयुष
is
मैं एक
not a
सोच रहा था
difficult one.
रियल एस्टेट में एक रोल
Perhaps he did
एक रूल
not
लेके
have the
आऊं
right
कि
tool.
अगर एक बंदा सपोज आज एक घर खरीदता है ना तो 3 दिन तक वो कोई घर नहीं खरीद सकता सिटी में। नहीं तो अभी क्या हो रहा है, एक बंदा आता है और 4 5 6 10 12 घर खरीद के छोड़ देता है, फिर उसको वो हो जाता है, क्या बोलते हैं, फिर वो डोमिनेट किए जैसा हो रहा है कि फिर दूसरे लोगों को खरीदने के लिए घर ही नहीं बचेगा।
What a terrible way to die.
क्या बोलते हो? आवाज आ रही मेरी? हेलो, क्या बोल रहे हो? आवाज नहीं आ रही तुम्हारी।
Harpoons for hunting whales.
हेलो,
ठीक है।
तो इसको मैं रूल में सीधा अप्लाई कर दूं या फिर पहले वोट ले लूं? तुमको क्या लगता है?
Peter carries boots. They look to be
इसमें
a
आवाज
size
नहीं आ रही।
8.
अनाउंसमेंट कर दो डायरेक्ट।
तो मैं बोलता हूँ
Oh,
सर्वर
navigation
अनाउंसमेंट कर दूं या
instruments,
एडिशनल
nothing
सर्वर
interesting.
इन्फो में? पक्का? Now there will be a 3 days cooldown
Someone
once you
drank
purchase
from this
a house.
glass recently. Someone drank
Once
from
you
this
purchase
glass
any house in
recently.
the city, there will be a 3 days cooldown.
Rum. A
Uh,
sailor's drink.
after
It seemed
the
that Captain
cooldown
Carey
is
was
over,
enjoying a drink before he met his
in the
death.
cooldown period you won't be able to purchase any other. ऐसे डाल दूं?
हाँ डाल दो।
The initials PC
डाल
have
दो, डाल
been
दो।
crudely burned. A
From now
sailor's
there
mark.
will be 3 period.
The initials
Once you purchase
PC
any house
have
in the
been
city.
crudely burned.
नहीं, थोड़ा सा
sailor's
सेंटेंस
work.
बनाना पड़ेगा। There will be 3 days cooldown period if you purchase any house in the city till you are eligible to purchase another house. बताओ
This
जरा
aroma
मेरे
is familiar,
को हिंदी में
but
बताओ, मैं इसको
to
ट्रांसलेट
recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Documentation procedure for 3 days after buying a house. Then after 3 days you can buy new house.
If you purchase any house in the city, there will be government authority who will be checking all the house documentations for the next 3 days. Till then you cannot purchase any other house. ठीक है, ये वाला ठीक लग रहा है? कूल डाउन दिया तो लोगों को लगता है भाई थोड़ा सा हमारे साथ ज्यादती हो रही है। ठीक है,
Okay.
क्या बोल रहे?
हाँ ठीक है। With your documentation cool down.
There will be 3 days. ऐसे लिख रहा हूँ कि once you purchase any house in the city, there will be 3 days gap in order for the government and police to allow the documentation procedure. Till then you cannot purchase any other house. ठीक है, क्या बोलते हो?
हाँ ठीक है, क्या आएगा फिर?
क्या नीचे आएगा?
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco.
गवर्नमेंट
Quite
ही लिख देते,
strong
पुलिस
and
वाले
it
बोलेंगे
could
हमको
be
बताया
used
नहीं
on
और ये क्या
sailors.
होगा.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what? Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
आता हूँ जरा.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps. Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Mr. Holmes?
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why's that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us. It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes?
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Shh! Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there! All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough! You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Mr. Holmes? Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Mr. Holmes?
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. to my friend. From R. Dawson. And partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief with the initials JHN. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Mr. Holmes?
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Ayush bhai. आयुष भाई सो रहे में मोहल्ले वाले जग रहे
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm in a...
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige. Locked. A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely. I need to take a harpoon with me. That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can. Holmes, I can't believe it. Did you just miss? The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as...
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course. Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not. That is not the one. That is not. That is not the one I need. 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 That is not the one. That is not. That is. That. That is. That is. That is not the one I. That is not the one. That is. That is. That is not the one I need. That is not. The, that is. That is. That is. That is not the. That is not the one I. That is not the one. That is. That. That is not the one I need. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. Well, I will see you soon, young man. I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Never mind. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all...
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing.
आयुष भाई क्या कर रहे हो?
Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.